I want to make better short films, but I am too lazy to actually go make one. So I'm going to start a new series where I go through my Vimeo feed and watch short films that other people have made and see what we as a community can learn from them. So I'm on my Vimeo homepage. I'm just gonna click on the one that I think has the coolest title and thumbnail, which is this one. I have no legs and I must run. So first off, start off with a laurel. It won some kind of award at the BFI London Film Festival. That tells me that this is going to be a good film and that I have a lot to learn from it. So we're starting off strong with some creepy vibes. It's already got my mind thinking, what in the world is this short film about? Is this a horror movie or what? And already we have a camera move that we can learn from and implement in our own work. This one right here. It looks like a dolly move, but what's interesting is that it looks like the dolly is running over these people on the ground. One of three things might be happening here that I can think of. Either this is not actually on a dolly, it's actually on a crane, so it's not running over. It's on some kind of an arm that is actually going over the people on the ground. Or it is on a dolly, it's just really far back and the lens is very long, so it kind of just looks like it's going over, but the dolly's actually not even coming close to the people on the ground. Or it is on a dolly and they somehow have the people on the ground move out of the way when the dolly gets close enough. But either way, this is a cool camera move that doesn't have a unique name yet, so I'm gonna name it right now. So another thing that I will say that we can learn from this film right off the bat is that it grabs the viewer's attention, not only with the creepy sound design, but with the movement of the camera and the characters. Just having movement in your film is eye-catching, and starting out with a lot of movement, see how these men are just like jiggling up and down like that? It might seem simple, but it is eye-catching and people will look at it more, probably. But more than anything, what grabs my attention with this film is that it's causing me to ask questions. And I think that is a very important part of a short film and grabbing people's attention is that you need to cause your audience to ask themselves questions, because if they do that, they will want those questions answered and they will keep watching. And right now my mind is like, what in the world is going on? And so I'm going to keep watching to find out. This dude with the red hair is sticking out like a sore thumb. Seems like a rivalry might be brewing. Not only in his hair is he sticking out, but his shirt is also more blue and colorful than the rest of the people. I'm not sure why they chose to do that. I can already tell that there are very conscious decisions being made here with the color choices in this film. The red lighting on his shoulder right here, and the red hair and the red curtains. Red lights again in the dream sequence here. That's a cool shot. Okay, we have another shot that does not have a unique name yet that we need to memorize for our own selfish benefit. It's this one right here. It looks like some kind of a drone shot. If this is a real shot, I'm not entirely sure because the edges and the bleachers right here look pretty fuzzy and blurry. It almost gives a VFX kind of feel, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Anyway, we're going to assume this was done with a drone and... Anyway, we're going to assume this is done with a drone. I think it's very interesting how you have two different pathways of movement here, two different like rotations. So if I play this, go back a little bit and then play this, you can tell the circle looks like it is spinning clockwise, while the people in the middle look like they're running counterclockwise. So this kind of gives like a tension of motion that just makes it for a more interesting thing to look at. So I'm going to give this camera move a name, and that name is... Look how the camera is spinning on an axis here, following them. That's nice. And here we just have the camera following this man, but the camera is kind of spinning with him as he goes around the arena. So what I'm finding really cool about this film so far is that they found a great location for this. It's almost like they found a cool location and then built the story and the camera movements and the color choices around that location because that's what they had to work with. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but either way, they did a great job of matching the camera movements and the color choices to the location. And what I mean by that is, first of all, you can't really change the color of the stadium, obviously. You'd have to paint the entire thing, and it looks like it might be a historical artifact, so you're not going to be able to do that. So what did the filmmakers do? They said, I want to film here, and so what we have to do is create color harmony and color contrast with the background colors of the stadium that the stadium is providing. And so most of the people here have color harmony with the stadium. So as you can see, like the people back here, they're wearing grays. Their skin tones are orange. There's orange in the cracks and the crevices and the fencing of the arena. So they basically just match the background. And then you have this guy who they made a conscious choice to make him stand out for some reason. I'm not sure why yet because I haven't watched the entire film, but his red hair creates a contrast with the background. And I think that's just a brilliant, you have to understand that, guys. You have to understand that, I think, let me put it this way. I think that the location of a low budget short film is of utmost importance because that is what will take up the majority of the frame. Like the aesthetic is coming from the stadium here, and they matched the other tinier aesthetics to that stadium. And not only are the color choices matched to the location, but the camera movements are matched to the location. I don't think that they would have all these spinny circle camera moves if they were doing this on just a straighter track. They're using all these circular camera moves like the drone shot and the shot with the camera pivoting to emphasize the circularity of the environment. And maybe that has some kind of metaphorical meaning to it. Maybe it doesn't, but it's good. It's good. It matches. The circular pattern of the chairs here kind of reflects or represents or just looks like the circular arena. And I don't know if they had this all planned from the very beginning or they just found this cool location. It's like, we got to use this and make kind of a visual motif of it. But I think that's brilliant filmmaking and something that I don't often keep in mind. And I'm really just learning this and like telling myself, yeah, I need to remember that for next time. Oh, yummy. Great sound design. Oh, he's racing the red-haired guy. Get him. Get him. Oh, ow. Ooh. You're not supposed to fall down, my guy. Oh, he tore his ACL for sure. That sucks. Oh man, you don't gotta take your medals down. You just gonna give up like that? Oh, he got an office job. This is the saddest film I ever seen in my whole life. Okay, this film was gorgeous. It was beautiful, very well shot, very well sound designed. Everything was just like a lot of great, like almost masterful filmmaking work. The only other thing I'll say that we can learn from this is that the story was very simple. Very simple. The story was just this guy is running. He wants to beat this other guy who's running, and he tears his ACL, and he can't run anymore. Like, that's the story. That's a simple story, but how they crafted it and how they pieced it together was it was just creative. You wouldn't expect them to piece it together like that. For like all the different shots of the pigs interweaved between the running shots, just the location that they chose, the camera movements, the color design, the sound design. It was a weird way to tell that story, and that's not bad. That's good in my opinion. It wasn't boring. It was interesting. Like you could tell the story 1,000, 100,000 different ways, and you could make it boring, 99,000 of those times that you made it. But finding interesting ways of using the craft to create art makes it interesting. Who would have thought that? Just get good at stuff. I know they say that the story is like all that matters, but I think this film is a good example as to why that is bullshit. It does matter, but sometimes the cinematography, the sound design, the editing, the atmosphere you create is more important. Food for thought. Okay, I'll see you guys next time when I review another Vimeo thing. Also subscribe and all that stuff because I am very good at what I do.